but for them to do what they're able to do, it got me my mind boggled.
Absolutely. No, my goodness. So, hey, Greg. Yeah, yesterday was the doctor's appointment for your brother-in-law. Are you gonna bring it? You gonna
Oh,
bring
I'm bringing it. I'm bringing. You don't know how fired up I am about that. Oh, yeah.
Dude. I mean, we just been waiting. I mean, you threw that out there. I mean, that whole going through, they wanted to put the PICC line in his arm and, 4 to 6 weeks to heal. And what the heck would you want 4 to 6 weeks to heal if they had to go to dialysis tomorrow because he was so close to needing it? And then bam. So
Yeah, I got the documentation right here from the doctor. And,
so when you hold that up, make sure it's in front of you because it goes blank because of your green screen.
I'll turn this off, brother. I'm in my little storage room. So
hey, that's fantastic. That right there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And when I tell it, that doctor, she didn't know what to say. She was like, well, the numbers are good.
Wow.
So, yes, just let me know when you want me to let loose, and I'll let loose.
Oh, that's it's just absolutely amazing. I pulled out that little section of just your explanation here a week or so ago, and it's just fantastic. Your story is going to go out and help so many others. So we understand these things aren't happening to us; they're happening for us. So thank you for your brother-in-law and your mom's testimony, and then gosh, you saying I hated two things: going to bed and getting up. I mean, there's so many people that can relate to that.
I hate going to bed because I know I'm going to wake up and hate the world the next day. But now after Bailey, I'm fresh and ready to go.
Dang.
So
yep, yeah, and Willie's been bringing it too. I mean, look at his testimony, and he's like, I wasn't going to do a product. He done me the same. Not doing a product.
He done me the same way I did Rob. When Rob said product, I was like, no, I'm not doing a product. Then I did the same thing Rob said. Just hear me out and listen to me for a second.
Oh man.
Now here we are. So I'm loving it. Willie right now is he's in the air or was in the air. I don't know, but he's on his way to Vegas. So I don't know.
Really?
I don't know if he's going to be on today or not. So
all right.
But yeah, he's got family trip to Vegas. Well, there's the man with the plan. Look at him. Oh, Jonathan.
In it to win it.
I hear you. But yeah, I'm fired, dude. I ain't never been fired up about anything until now.
Well, I'm telling you that, and then the way that, oh my goodness, just Monday night with Mike there batting cleanup for all of those new, my goodness, I wish he'd kind of panned around the room as to all of the others that were there, and I want to hear their experiences. Because how can you not with Mike's contagious enthusiasm and that energy? So, hey, Jonathan, you're attracting some incredible people. For some reason, we're not hearing you, Jonathan. Maybe you need to turn your mic on. Or...
I'm attracting absolutely nobody. Engage Global. Dr. Prasad, Micro Daily, Collagen Daily, Brain Boost, Eye Boost, Probiotic Boost. It's the draw.
Yeah.
It's the absolute draw, and I'm telling you, folks think I'm exaggerating when I say it. I have never been connected to anything like this ever before.
I hear you. I feel you.
And I've been around the block a couple of times with products and got some stuff that that'll do you. But never been connected to anything like this one. So We're in a special place at a special time, folks. Very special. But let's go ahead and get ourselves started. We're going a little bit slow today because we're just having so much fun. And it's just always interesting to hear all the candid comments and all the stories that everyone is sharing. And it's all excitement and energy being generated. So thank you all very much for joining us. I see that we have Pam on today. And if you don't mind, Pam, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions in just a couple of minutes. Okay, so if you don't mind, Pam Duveau, if you're on today. But today is October the 6th, 2022. My name is Jonathan Jones. It's my pleasure and privilege to be your host and moderator for this evening. Jeff Ashby and Rob Martin are co-hosts. And there are others who are often take the role of co-hosts on meetings like this. It's very helpful in caring for a lot of the behind the scenes things that make a presentation like this possible. But we applaud you folks for taking time out of your busy schedule and out of your lives to support programs like this, because this discussion tonight makes it possible for many folks to tell their stories and for stories to get out. And when stories get out, other people hear them. For example, my mother-in-law said to me today, she says, a friend of hers, a friend of the family, said to her that she's been listening to my presentations on Sundays at 5 o'clock. And my mother-in-law says, how come we're not listening to that on Sundays at 5 o'clock? I said, I don't know. We're just trying to get the word out about things. But because the word is getting out, now even members of the family are saying, I need to hear this. Why is everybody getting so excited? What's all the fuss about? So that's the effect that this has. So you're sharing your stories and being in a position to talk and being here is doing that. And let me tell you something, within the next 6 months or so, there will be tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that are going to get exposed to Micro Daily. And it all started with little presentations just like this. And it's no small thing. So let's talk a little bit about Micro Daily. I see, Pam, you sent a message there that you're not able to come on camera. That's okay. Maybe we could do this. Can you just, even if you can't get on camera right now, could you please, would you be willing to just tell us your story, please? Tell us your story connected to your, I think it's your husband that was dealing with dementia. And you were using Micro Daily, or was it Micro Daily and one of the other products? Or did Pam leave? Well, maybe we lost Pam altogether.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. Very good. So are you?
Yes.
Go ahead. Tell us your story.
Yes. So I'm giving him the Micro Daily EMF, the Brain Boost, and the collagen. And I gave it to him at 7 p.m. on a Wednesday night because I didn't get it till then. And very next day, when he first woke up, his mind told him that someone was coming to get him. So I woke up, was able to get his pants, assured him that no one was coming to get him. And then about maybe 40 minutes later, he didn't know who I was. We was lying in the bed next to each other, and I asked him who I was, and he did not know. So it is almost about 11, time for the next Micro Daily dosage. But right before that, he remembered who I was. And not only did he remember, but he apologized emphatically in several times, and that people, with dementia, long-term memory, they don't remember, that they forget more or less to apologize. So as I about maybe 25 minutes into the next dose, and him his next dose, the first thing that happened is he could tell me what day it was. I asked him, and then the next happened was he went in the restroom and he was soaking his that he's never been able to do in 3 years. It shocked me. I was very, very surprised. And then several
what
other
did you
things.
say he did now?
He put his dentures to soak it out of his mouth, rinsed it off,
Yes.
and he even put the adhesive on, something he was not to do. And so the very next thing that really stands out in my mind, because I was so shocked, just so much stuff was going on. I put I said, hon, I said, well, hands up. Back around to go and see if, he could do what I told him to do. As I took the first step in the door, there he goes. He just didn't have, and totally blew my mind because, again, there's something that he should have been able to.
Can you pause just 1 second for me, Pam? Is Pam breaking up for anybody else, or is it just is that just on my end?
She is breaking
She's
up.
breaking up.
Okay. So Pam, could you back up and tell us what happened when you what instruction you gave your husband?
Yeah, two pants that I put on the foot. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Okay, let me go. Would you like me to go in and come back?
Yeah, this part of it we want to hear. So yeah, if you can, go ahead on out. And we'll hear the next part of your story, maybe at the end of the presentation. Because it's so interesting, and I want everybody to understand the value of this Collagen Daily. So if you'll do that, that's good. We'll come right back to you, okay, at the end. Very good. So thank you. So right there from the beginning, you're seeing that some things were happening that in Pam's life with her husband that has not happened for quite some time, ever. And all she did was start him on nutrition, Micro Daily and Collagen Daily. Now, understand something, folks. The FDA has not evaluated any of the comments or any of these testimonies or any of the stories that we're sharing. We're not claiming that Micro Daily, Collagen Daily, or any of the Engage Global products are a treatment or a cure for any disease. All we're saying is that it's a nutritional supplement and it's the food that's missing from food. And I'm not a medical doctor. I am just the research director for the Healthcare Support Association of America. Please don't do anything I say because I say it. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust before making a decision about your health and well-being. But what we're passing on to you is stories where individuals believe that what they're saying to be true, and they're giving their personal observation, and they have a right to be able to say what they feel is happening to them. I want to share with you another story, and it comes in two parts. We're going to tell you a little bit about what this Collagen Daily is, but listen to the two parts of Adelina Williams' story, okay? This is the first part I'm going to tell you is share with you is what she said on the program back in July. There you go.
And I wanted to say that I started on the collagen, and it makes me move. It's like it's waking up my body. I'm usually with fibromyalgia, I'm usually really sluggish, slow. It hurts to move at all, but it's waking me up. I stayed up the other night. I was sweeping. I never am able to sweep. I was doing some cleaning. It's very difficult for me to do anything physical. So I'm loving it.
Excellent. Okay, so that's part one of the story. Let me see if I can bring up part two of the story, where she goes on to describe what else, what happened after a few months of being on Collagen Daily. She had already been taking Microdaily. She changed to the Microdaily EMF, but now she says she's added the Collagen Daily to her regimen. And after adding the Collagen Daily to her regimen, once again, she's noticed now everyone to our Tuesday evening product presentation. She noticed now that her fibromyalgia improved quite significantly. So that was kind of interesting. So I'm going to try to fast forward here and find where she starts to tell her story. I believe it's in the 35 range. I didn't have time to cut it and separate it out. Took me most of the afternoon just to find it, okay? So y'all don't get mad at me. Let us take it. Here we are with Adelina now. Let's see if we can't get right to her
I
story.
know about 8 months, I guess. Not on any of the gabapentin or any of that. Don't need any of that. Okay, then I got on the collagen. That was just amazing. I couldn't believe that I'm walking upright and not I mean, everybody that knows me knows that my knees separate and I get stuck places where I can't move, can't get up, can't put weight on my knees. My husband and everybody around me have to help me up out of every seat because I can't get up by myself. I've hurt my shoulder from pushing up on everything, right? September 1st, hit the ground running in the ministry, and my friends were saying, you need to slow down. What are you doing? Because they know if I do too much, I'm going to be down for maybe weeks at a time. But
So what happened? Tell us what you did. What made the difference?
I took the collagen. It was the collagen. When I started taking that collagen, I don't know, I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't looking for it to do that. I just know how science works. And when I see you and the doctor come on and explain and break down how something works, then I know that makes sense. So take it. I don't know what it's going to do, but I know it makes sense. So I decided to try it.
So are you saying that prior to your taking Collagen Daily, you couldn't stand up? You had to have assistance to stand up. Your knees were in pain. What, did you need knee replacement surgery or something? Was that, and you just didn't want to do it?
Right. Because I have so much nerve damage, they said that the recovery from the surgery would be so bad for me that they were just trying to avoid it as long as they could. They said, we're going to have to avoid this as long as we can because the recovery from the surgery would, the rehab and the surgery was so damaging. So they said I wouldn't be able to. We knew that because of previous surgery. I had a torn meniscus. So I've been walking around with two torn meniscus and just bone on bone.
So you're bone on bone, and now are you telling me, you said that you got out of the car and went to the grocery store. So talk to us. Tell us what, you started taking Collagen Daily and now you're walking around.
Yeah. And my husband always has to go in and I have to sit in the car. And I tell you, he pulled up at the door and I said, I'm going in. He couldn't believe it. And then we went somewhere else. And so, look, it has not gotten worse. I keep looking for it to revert back, but it's not. I was on my feet a lot since September 1st. So yesterday, we were out a long time. And everybody kept saying, you better cool it. You're going to be down. So I said, okay, I'm going to take a day off. I took the day off, but I'm going back out tomorrow.
So you're out, you're literally walking around and back to yourself again. How long has it been since you've been walking around like this, Adelina?
I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know.
5 years?
I mean, I still have pain in my body, or, you know, I still have pain, but it's nothing like suffering.
But you're walking around now.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And you believe that it's because of Collagen Daily.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And even when I sit, my knees would separate, and I have to wait, straighten my leg out, and try to knock it back in position. Both of them was doing that. It hasn't done that in, what did I tell you, about 2 weeks? And that was like several times a day.
Wow.
When I would sit and bend my knees, it would separate. It would get dislocated.
Wow.
And it
Wow.
has not been dislocated now for about 2 weeks. I think it's been about a good 2 weeks.
That's
So,
incredible.
Yeah. So
I'm going to stop it right there and just say, I don't know. If that doesn't quite blow your mind, I don't know what would. Adelina is telling her story. And as you can see, okay, my computer's trying to figure out where it is. So hang on a second. Okay, looks like it's snapping back to itself. So she shared her story. The first part of the story was in July. And then now this is 3 weeks into September when she's telling part 2 of the story. She went from, okay, my fibromyalgia is better, adding Collagen Daily to the program, to now she's up and walking around. When she needed assistance just to stand up, she's out doing her volunteer ministry. She's out walking around. She's going in the store and doing her own grocery shopping. She's standing up herself. Her knee is not separating. She had bone-on-bone issues, torn meniscus, and she still has some pain, but she's no longer debilitated. So that's her telling her story, and it's all from Collagen Daily. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Collagen Daily, but let me go ahead and get your question here. I see Riley Richard has a question. So go ahead, Riley Richard. Let's get your question.
Yes. Hi. Yeah. My name is Brenda Richard, and I just kind of heard a little bit of what she was talking about. I also have fibromyalgia, and I've been suffering for 32 years, and it's just really to the point where I'm just absolutely exhausted and tired, and just don't know what to do because everything that I've tried just doesn't work. And listening to her, I'm kind of skeptical because everything that everybody has said to me, it never panned out to be true. And after 32 years, you get kind of scared, and you just hope for the best.
I completely understand. And that's why we share stories. We just tell people what folks have said is happening to them. And that's really all we can do. Because remember, by law, we can't make any medical claim. We can't even say that it's going to have an effect on fibromyalgia or any other disease. Now, I see, let's bring Sharon Robinson into the conversation here, because maybe Sharon has had an acquaintance with the same or a similar situation. So Sharon, you have a comment here?
I don't really have a comment. I have a question in
Mhm.
reference to the Collagen Daily. Does that help with like your sciatic nerve and like when you're driving? Because like when I drive, you know how you bend your feet constantly when you're doing long distance driving, and then it starts to, bother me. It starts to ache.
That's a very good question too. That's a very good question. And I can't say again, we're talking about something very, very specific, and we may have some more testimonials that may shed some light on it. And we'll see. We'll see in just a minute. But when it comes to that fibromyalgia is very complicated. It's a mitochondrial dysfunction. So we need to kind of get that clear for, what was that, Pam Ridley, did you say? No, Brenda. Brenda Ridley. Fibromyalgia is mitochondrial dysfunction. And
Yes.
we can tell you, have you started taking microdaily yet?
No, I have a girlfriend who called me and she told me about this and told me to get on, that you would be on tonight and that I could, discuss with you
Okay.
about this. Yes.
Okay. And who was it that invited you?
Norma Vaughn.
Norma Vaughn. Okay, very good. We can tell you, I will tell you a little bit about how it basically works, but we'll show you a little bit about how microdaily works also. But let me
Okay.
just tell you this basically when it comes to microdaily.
Mm-hmm.
Microdaily helps the immune system identify and control free radicals and oxidative stress. Okay?
Okay.
Now, a mitochondrial dysfunction, the mitochondria is the energy center of your cells.
Uh-huh.
What damages the mitochondria is free radicals and oxidative stress and hydroxy radicals. So those are toxins.
Okay.
If those toxins can do damage to the mitochondria, that's what leads to these mitochondrial disorders.
Mm-hmm.
In that group of mitochondrial disorders is fibromyalgia. There was a time that they took everything that caused fatigue and they just lumped it all into one category and said it was chronic fatigue syndrome.
Yeah.
Now they've become more specific and they've now figured out that it's not just chronic fatigue syndrome that has no explanation.
Mm-hmm.
They now know and have identified an entire field of study associated with the mitochondria.
Yes.
What microdaily does, it's the food that's missing from our food. More and more people are suffering with chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, and all kinds of other unknown, uncurable, untreatable conditions.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is because our food has nutritional value, has
I
no
believe that.
nutritional value. All microdaily is the food that's missing from food. And what Adelina is experiencing, Adelina's story goes back a long, long way. About 12, maybe 15 years ago, Adelina called our office and she said that she was had stage 4 cancer, but she didn't have any money. So she didn't have the kind of money that was needed to try to fight something like that. So we put her on a specific diet. There's a company out of West Palm Beach called Hippocrates Health Institute. And we learned what their diet is, because they helped a lot of people cure themselves of cancer naturally.
Wow.
So we just went through and just gave her the whole Hippocrates diet protocol and a couple of other things, something specifically that raised her glutathione levels in her body. About a year or two later, I get this phone call. And this woman says, "My name is Adelina Williams. Do you remember me?" "No, I really don't." And she told the whole story.
Wow.
And she was completely cancer-free. Part of the diet was her eating real food.
Mm-hmm.
So we stripped everything from her diet that was garbage
Yes.
and made her hunt and find real food. And she had an entire social support network that was bringing her bags and bags of real food.
Wow.
That's how she beat it.
Okay.
And what I'm trying to tell you now is here she's at a point now where her body's starting to degenerate in other ways. No more cancer. She's supposed to be dead 15 years ago.
Mm.
No more cancer, but she's dealing with fibromyalgia. And now her knees were all messed up.
Yeah.
The only thing that's happened now is about a year ago, we told her to start eating the food that was missing from food. About 6 months ago, in June or so, she switched over to the microdaily EMF. And if I had let the whole story play, she mentioned that she was glad that she switched to EMF, and now she's out of her mind that she switched to the collagen daily.
Wow.
She suffered with fibromyalgia and all the other things that you heard her mention.
Yes.
So I can't tell you, and no one can tell you, that these products will treat fibromyalgia or cure it. All
Mhm.
we can tell you is the food that's missing from our food.
Yeah. You know, I know that it's not going to cure it, but if it could just help me somewhat not be in pain, not have to
Brenda,
take that
you-
medicine.
Brenda, you're going down the right road now. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You're going down the
Okay.
right road. We're going to talk some more, but you're going down the right road now. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And hold your next questions too.
Okay.
And Pam has made it back in, but hold on, Pam. We're going to get back to you in just a second. And I see Court is looking to make a comment. Court, is your comment on fibromyalgia? Oh, we don't have Court. There you
Said
are.
she had pain in her feet from driving.
Ah,
I do
that-
too. However,
Oh, you-
it's significantly better since I started the products in mid-August. It's almost, most of my issues are almost completely gone. But I'm not going to say anything else other than the fact that if she will stay on the products, they will improve her foot pain because
The
it works
foot-
for me.
The foot
Doesn't
pain
mean-
from driving. Okay, very good, very good. There you have it. Excellent. Thank you very much for your additional comment there. Okay, real briefly, these are the benefits of Collagen Daily. And now you've had a little bit of time. I put it on the screen here so you could read it over yourself. You've had some time to see some of the benefits of it. Very simple. One of the last things on the bottom of that list, you see reduced symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis. The one just above that, reduce osteoarthritis pain. The one above that, improve symptoms of sarcopenia, loss of muscle. That's what happens as we age. But everything else above that is connected to the brain. So the top half of the list has to do with the brain. The bottom half of the list has to do with the body. We heard the beginning of a story of Pam's husband's story about the brain, and we just heard Adelina's story about the body. The common denominator is Microdaily and Collagen Daily. Microdaily and Collagen Daily. That's the common denominator. They're not treatments or cures for disease, but this is a list that Dr. Prasad put together for us. Okay? Keep that in mind. This is a list that Dr. Prasad put together for us. What is collagen? It's what holds the body together. It's like the glue that holds all of our cells and all of our tendons and ligaments together. Interesting that Adelina talked about torn meniscus. Interesting. Interesting that she described her knee dislocating itself 3 times a day and she'd have to put it back in place. And for 2 weeks now, she hasn't had to do that. Isn't that interesting that she says that no longer is the case? By the way, that was back in September. We're in October now. And for all I know, Adelina might be on the line right now and she can give us an update. And we will make sure that she gives us an update on how it works. But this is what she said back in September. And when you read over this list, it makes sense that that's what will be happening in her body. She didn't take Collagen Daily because she thought it was going to do this to her body. She just took it because it made common sense. That's all. She was surprised. And she said herself, she's waiting for her knees to go back the way that they were. But every day, it's not happening. But she's expecting it any day now to go back the way that it was, but it's not happening. It's because collagen is a critical part of our entire body, folks. It's a critical part of our body. Look at the list. Type 1 and type 3 collagen. There's 28 different types of collagen, 28 different types of collagen that make up the body. Type 1 and type 3 make up 90% of the total collagen in the body. That's where these peptides are extracted from. So Engage Global's Collagen Daily is extracted from type 1 and type 3. It's not type 1 and type 3 collagen. It's the peptides from type 1 and type 3. Peptide is the smallest component. When the peptides go into the body makes the collagen where it needs it. it converts it and puts it where it belongs. Okay? It's a beautiful thing. It's just pure science. That's all it is. As we age, we gradually lose collagen. Aging is the number one cause of loss of collagen in the body. Sunlight is a cause for loss of collagen. Free radicals that come from social habits like smoking cause a loss of collagen. Social habits associated with sugar cause a loss of collagen. It makes the skin less elastic. So as we get older, we can just expect that to happen. And it's happening in other parts of our body as well. So if it's happening on the outside, sad to say, it's also happening on the inside. So that's why we need to be concerned about this and pay attention to it. And just so you folks know, Dr. Prasad feels that this particular product, this component of the Engage Global products is more significant than Microdaily. He said this one will be bigger than Microdaily. Pay careful attention to that. Look at the chart on the left side, folks. We're not going to go through every single one of these because this is supposed to be a brief discussion. Look at the list. Look at the bottom 4. Loss of cartilage tissue. Tendons and ligaments become weak. Experience more joint pain. Loss of bone mineral density in postmenopausal women. All connected to collagen and the loss of collagen in the body. Adelina's story is items number 4, 5, 6, and 7. And she just told us testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to anybody else. But Dr. Prasad also went on to identify these different enzymes in the body that also have an effect on whether our body still maintains the moisture in our skin, the elasticity in our skin. He covers all of that. But he didn't just say, okay, oh well. Dr. Prasad did the research, and it turns out a couple of scientists, one scientist had already figured out that there were a couple of enzyme inhibitors that would block elements in our body that's causing collagen loss. Folks, the man added this to Collagen Daily. So he didn't just put collagen peptides in there. He didn't just put hyaluronic acid in there to help with the moisture in our skin. He also put these enzyme inhibitors in the product. And they're very simple. You don't even need to know what they are. You just need to know that they're in there. And there's scientific papers on it already. So Dr. Prasad really did his homework. He's a brilliant man, folks. You can go to the health food store right now and find really inexpensive, cheap collagen peptides. You can find better collagen peptides that have hyaluronic acid. But there's only one place you can find a collagen peptide that includes enzyme inhibitors. So you got the best type of collagen, plus the only component that stops you from losing the collagen. All in one package. All in one package. Now, look at these next couple of screens, okay? It's patent pending, so because it's the only one of its kind. There is no other collagen on the market that has this combination of things. So anti-aging, all these hydration issues, all these positive external things, that by itself would be enough to sell it to most women. Bernard Dean's wife came on the program and she says, everything in the beauty industry, she's South African, so she has that accent. Everything in the beauty industry, she says, it's all about collagen right now from a beauty point of view. And this is why. This is part of the reason why. But set the beauty thing aside and think about inside your body. It's one thing to have a good exterior, but it's a whole nother thing to have things working right on the inside of your body. Look at the benefits. This is the first screen I started with, telling you the benefits. This is just a repeat of that very first screen, showing you the benefits of collagen. The The only other thing that makes collagen better is when you add antioxidants to it. When you add antioxidants to collagen, there's scientific proof that it's like the perfect storm. It's an amazing combination, and we've got the best collection of antioxidants in the world. Perfect combination. Okay, so that's enough about Collagen Daily. And by the way, the quality is the best bar none. Besides the fact that it's unique, it's the best bar none. Third party tested. And I guess I do need to tell you how much of it to take, because you see on the screen there, it's telling you 2/3 of a scoop. Don't throw this out when you receive your collagen. Do not throw this out. It tells you that it needs to be 2/3 of a scoop. 2/3 of one scoop. That's what is a single dose. Do that twice a day, and you're getting the collagen back in your body. Personally, I'm doing 2 scoops twice a day. Don't tell anybody. I'm doing 2 scoops twice a day because I want to speed it up. I want to know what's going on, because I've already found out that if I take 2 brain boosts, it's like I've had a double shot of espresso. Do I seem a little wound up right now? I'm sorry. I did take brain boosts before the presentation because I was feeling a little lethargic. But it really does work. It's like taking espresso. But I double up on the collagen also because I was starting to feel some pain in here, and my right toe wasn't healing up. And about 2 years ago, my left knee felt like someone had jabbed an ice pick in it. So I do not intend to go back down that road. So I figured if a little is good, more is better. Dr. Prasad said you can't overdose on it. So I said, well, I'm just taking me some extra protein to help my body rebuild itself, because I'm aging. I'm right there in the same group with everybody else. I mean, I'm just assuming right now that everybody on this call probably is over 50, and I'm 60. I hit 60 in April, and I did not like the way that felt. So I'm stepping on the gas to try to turn the clock back the other way. So that's just me personally. Okay. So 1 scoop twice a day, but it's 2/3 of a scoop. We don't want you to overspend or use any more than you have to. 2/3 of a scoop, and it'll last an entire month. Okay. Mix it in hot water, your tea or your coffee. I do it in both. Either one is fine, but it does dissolve best when it's in hot liquid. So $64.99 is the price. You put it on subscription. Very easy to get. Just add it to your monthly subscription. These are the 2 bundles that they come in. And by the way, either one of these bundles, you can add the probiotic boost to it for $40. Either one of them. Look at that. The green just disappeared because I got the green screen on. Isn't that something? You can't see it. This bottle is actually green. So because of the green screen filter, it makes it look like it doesn't exist. But it's a green bottle of our probiotic boost. But you can add either one to either one of these bundles. You just add the probiotic boost to it. It's just an extra $40. Still the free shipping and all that. That's the bundles that you want to get. This is what you want to have on subscription. It's the best way to go. Most people are buying the one on the right, the premium bundle, and because it's phenomenal. It gives you everything that you need. And I'm here to tell you that brain boost, you take 2 of those puppies, like a double shot of espresso. Best thing I've ever seen. Best thing ever. And I no longer need those energy drinks. I still drink a little, I drink green tea in the morning. Coffee, by the way, dehydrates you. So I discourage coffee drinking. Some people just can't do without it, whatever floats your boat. But I will tell you this, that what you make sure that you drink a corresponding amount of water, because caffeine dehydrates the body. So if you drink an 8-ounce cup of coffee, just to offset that, you got to have 8 ounces of water. And then whatever your body weight is, cut that in half. That's how much water you should be drinking for the day. Okay. So that's it in a nutshell, the way that Collagen Daily behaves and the way Collagen Daily works. Okay. So just want to make sure you knew that before we go on. But let's hear the rest of Pam's story. So Pam, you also have been fighting fibromyalgia. Tell us your fibromyalgia story then, Pam, and if you've seen some improvement with that, and then tell us finish telling us your husband's story.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, so I have been battling fibromyalgia for 17 years. And after taking microdosing, I've had no pain. I could hardly talk to anyone without the intense, debilitating pressure points. And especially, I was telling a friend of mine that before the first hurricane came, I felt the pressure points. And so I said, well, I got to get my microdosing. And I took it. I didn't feel any pain whatsoever. The second one came, no pain whatsoever. So since I've been taking my microdaily, which is now going on, had any, and it didn't bother me. 10 years I could cope with it. Brought it on very, very bad. As I say, taking the product, I have had no pain.
Okay, that's incredible. So there you have it, Brenda. Here's another example of someone else dealing with microdaily that is got good results with
Yes.
fibromyalgia.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Pam, tell us quickly what happened with your husband. Tell us,
Yes,
telling us that you gave him instruction to do something and left the room.
Yes, so I had, I was testing to see, because of all that was going on, whether he would remember. So I had 2 pans. I put it on the footboard of the bed and I gave him instructions to get 2 hairs and to hang it up. Took about 10 out of the bed. He could do it. When I went back in the room, I put first feet in the door. He was doing exactly what I told him to do. And not only did he do what I told him to do, but
Say that last part
any
again.
of that.
Say that last part again. Not only did he do what you told him to do, go ahead.
Not only did he do what I told him to do, but he remembered in 2 parts of what I said, to put it on the hanger and to hang it up. He could not do that.
Wow.
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 And 2, I remembered his therapist coming in that day after taking microdaily, only at this point 24 hours. And when his therapist his therapist could not believe that that was the same man that he had been coming to for about 2.5 months. He spoke to him, I mean, hey man, what's up? That's not my husband, that burst of energy that he had, he didn't even have that before. Okay. He just, I mean, he was alive, but more importantly, breakfast. And I knew his therapist was coming. Let me back up.
Say that sentence again.
Say that again.
Say that sentence again. More importantly, what?
More importantly, to me, after remembering, is he was eating his breakfast before his table. And he was eating his breakfast. I told him his therapist was coming. I walked away. When my husband had his mask on his face, and he just didn't have it on, but he had it below. Now, throughout the peak of COVID, the very thing that he kept his mask on. But not only did he put it on, but he knew how to put it on. And he did not know how to do that. I used to have to put his mask on for him.
So on his own, he chose to put his mask on, and he put it on correctly because the therapist was coming.
Absolutely, because I had it on the table.
Oh, you put it on the table. Okay. Yeah, you're breaking up real bad. We're still able to hear you clearly, but go ahead.
Put it on the table because he was away from the door. So I walked away he will never pick that mask up on and put my mind.
Yeah, we're losing you really badly, Pam. But here's what we're going to do, Pam, because I need to capture this entire story. So I'm going to set an appointment with you, and we're going to just try to capture this when we know we got a solid, stable signal, okay? And because everybody needs to hear what you're experiencing and what you've observed with your husband, okay? Thank you very much for being willing to share your story. So, and then what a shame technology kind of disrupts things like this, you know, and I've had it happen to me so many times now, I'm kind of getting used to it. But it's an amazing thing to hear and to see as people tell their stories. And keep in mind again, folks, testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. See, this information has not been evaluated by the FDA. We're not claiming that MicroDaily, Collagen Daily, or any of the Engage Global products are a treatment or cure for any disease state. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust. But we're going to make this recording available. If there's anything on here that you feel someone could have benefited from, share the recording with them. We will edit out the parts that we couldn't quite make, couldn't use. We'll edit that out. But we cannot dismiss the fact that Pam had amazing stories, and what she's had happen to her with fibromyalgia cannot be dismissed. What Adelina said has happened to her with fibromyalgia cannot be dismissed. And what she said about what's happening to her body, her knees, since she's been on collagen peptides, that's just mind-boggling, folks. It's just mind-boggling. But we've got just a couple more minutes. If there's any questions that someone would like to ask, need something clarified, please go ahead and ask your question real quick, or share your story. But it's got to be one of those 1 minute stories if you're going to do that. Robert Evans has a comment.
Oh, yeah.
Or question.
I wanted to share something, but a story, but I'm not because of the time now.
Okay, I tell you what. How about we can we get your story then next week on Tuesday?
Oh, Tuesday.
Tuesday or Thursday, either one. Next week will be fine.
Thursday, yeah, Thursday.
Okay, Thursday. We'll get your story right at the beginning of the meeting. All right.
Okay, good. And then just quickly on the collagen, it so happened that I have a document on my computer I had some time ago. I got it on collagen and the importance of it. I mean, it's a long document with all the reasons as to why you should take it. And here you're talking about it now. I'm so excited myself about it. I'm going to share that with you. So then I'm going to send that article to you.
Please do scan it and email it. Thank you very much.
All right.
All right, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Belinda has a question here.
Yes, good evening. Two questions. One, if someone has cancer, I guess it's like in the around the third stage and they're on dialysis. And then a couple other people, they have back and knee pains and their ages are anywhere from 60 to 75, all these people. What would you suggest as which products and what dosage, to start off with, and then, I know they could taper off as they feel it in their bodies,
right?
If they need to.
Right. The general rule of thumb, folks, is that if you're healthy and you're just taking MicroDaily prophylactically, just for prevention, take what's recommended on the bottle. So that's 1 dose twice a day. Okay, so 1 dose twice a day. So if it's the original formula, that's 2 capsules twice a day. If hydro, 2 capsules twice a day. Everything is pretty much two capsules twice a day, except for the EMF. EMF, it takes 3 capsules to equal 1 dose, but you do 3 capsules twice a day if you're a healthy person taking it prophylactically. If you have a chronic problem, I suggest you add a dose. And being over 50 is considered aging. And aging is a chronic problem. So I suggest add a dose. If you have a serious problem, I suggest going 2x, double. If you have a life or death problem, 3x. So I have to remember normal, chronic, which is +1, serious, 2x, life or death, 3x. That's it. Okay? It's that simple. That's the way to go. So if you have a life or death issue, just go 3x. So on whichever one you choose. So if your budget will only let you have the original, just go 3x. If you can afford the best product, it's still 3x. So no matter what you can afford, you go 3x of the micro daily products, the core products. Then with collagen daily in the situation you just described, then they could get away with the standard dose. But I already told you in my case, I don't have anything going on, but I'm going 2x on it. Because I want to go ahead and work fast. And since I can't overdose on it, I want to see what will happen. I asked Dr. Nakuzi, who's a medical doctor and a 35-year veteran oncologist, about collagen peptides, period. When I told him that Engage Global released the collagen, he interrupted me and said, "Do you know collagen is important in cancer?" I said, "No, I didn't know that. Why don't you come on the program and tell us all about how it's important with cancer?" "Oh, okay, get back with me." So I got to trick him into coming on here so he can tell us all about the connection between cancer and collagen. Not collagen daily, collagen, period. But that's what he said. Okay? So we'll see about that. But if I was in that same situation, I would just go ahead and go hard with it. Okay? Hope that answers your question, Belinda. All right.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. And Greg, you got the last word on this, my friend.
Hey, Jonathan, everybody. I just want to give an update on Randy. I got to, because he went to the doctor on yesterday, matter of fact, on the 5th. And I got the privilege to go.
This is your brother-in-law, right?
Yes.
Okay.
My brother-in-law, he's got diabetes, high blood pressure, and stage 4 kidney disease. Okay. Well, little backstory. He was 1 point away from going on dialysis. All right. I got the documentation here. I'm going to turn my little background off. So you can want to hold it
I'm
up.
trying to get you on the screen.
Okay.
Spotlight him, Rob.
Repeat that.
Spotlight Greg, please.
Spotlight Greg. Now, I'm not the high-tech guy.
Put me under the lights, Rob. Come on, man.
He's spotlighted now.
All right, there we go. Go ahead, Greg. Let's hear your story.
All right. Well, Randy went to the doctor on in July the 22nd before he got on any of the micro daily products. His kidney score was at 15. One more point, he would have had to go on dialysis. Okay, his what they call the EGFR number was at 15. On August the 6th, he ordered micro daily. And he's been on double doses ever since. Okay. Well, on October the 5th, yesterday, we went to the doctor. And she pulled out this documentation right here. And this is the kidneys. This right here is where he was at. This is where he's at now. It rose 11 points.
Wow.
Okay. So besides that, his points were at 15, now he's at 26. Besides that, his blood pressure, Jonathan, is 132/70.
Yep.
All right. He goes to the 22nd of this month to get his A1C done. But if you can read right there, I don't know if you can see it or not. but
Yep.
it says no surgery as of now. Last month, they was wanting to cut on his arm and put that port in there and get him all set up for dialysis.
Wow.
Now that's out of the picture because his kidneys is going back up.
Wow.
This right here says to-do list. And it says done. There's nothing to do. And he just got back in from walking. He's been walking every day. He walks every day. He walks his mile a day every day. And he takes his micro daily. And he came in the other day and handed me that paper and handed my mom that paper. And he put his little hands on his hips like this, and he goes dun da da dun. So he is stoked, buddy, about that right there because I've seen him going into depression because getting on dialysis, going 3 times a week, and having surgery, and he was going into depression because he's an active person.
Your life changes when you go to dialysis. Your life changes. They're taking an organ out of your body.
Yep.
And putting it back in 3 times a week.
Yep. And that causes more infections and all kind of growths and all kind of stuff. I've seen it's like a horror story.
It is. It is a horror story.
But yeah, he is real ecstatic about that, and I will let you know on the 22nd. I believe he goes back to check his A1C. Now his A1C is at 11.4, I believe. Let me check right here. As of July the 22nd, his A1C was 11.4.
Okay.
So he's going back to check that, and if that drops anymore, I'm telling you, I'm just gonna go crazy with that stuff, dude. It's awesome. Not even mention my mom, her COPD. She's still walking around like she ain't got nothing.
Like nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong. I mean, it's just crazy.
Wow. So could I ask Greg, so how much micro daily is his brother on?
2x, he said.
Yeah, he takes double doses 3 times a day.
Okay, 3 times a day. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's wonderful. Greg, thank you very much for bringing these stories and giving us the updates.
Yes, sir.
As we're getting the updates, anyone who's been here has been hearing these updates. It's just mind-boggling. And this time he brought the paperwork to prove it. So you just can't pay money for that. Again, testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. These comments have not been evaluated by the FDA. Only the federal government can declare a nutritional supplement to be a treatment or cure for any disease. We're not claiming Microdaily or any of these products are treatments or cures for any disease state. Okay, folks. Well, this is the official end of our discussion for this evening. I want to thank you all very much for joining us. My name is Jonathan Jones, and for the record, today's October the 6th, 2022. It's been my pleasure, my privilege to be your host and moderator for the evening. And I have to just remind you guys, this coming Sunday, we got a record to break. So you need to, let's get the word out because I'm interviewing Dr. Prasad this coming Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Does everybody have a copy of the invitation flyer for it? The invitation flyer, it's very easy to find, by the way. Whoever invited you here can give you a copy of the invitation, and they can let you see it. But I'm going to put it up on the screen here real quick so you can take a picture of it, because you want to send this to everybody that you can. You just want to get this out to everybody possible, because folks need to know about this presentation. I'm going to be interviewing Dr. Prasad twice this month of October. But this first one is about inflammation, and then later in the month, I'm going to be interviewing him about diabetes. So make sure that you're there for that one. Okay, so hold on. The flyer, trying to get this flyer to just come up on the screen for us. Almost there. And there it is. You'll see it in just a couple seconds. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of that. And then once you got that screenshot of it, you just text that to everybody that you know. You can post it on social media. The last discussion we had a total combined audience on Zoom and on live stream, somewhere in the area of 250, I think 270 is what it was. So just get the word out. Get the word out because folks need to know. And more and more people are getting interested. More and more people are getting excited about it because more and more people are having results like Adelina Williams. More and more people are having results like Pam DeVoe. And more people are having results like Greg and his family. More and more people are having that. But the only reason they're having results like this is because they're attending these presentations here. In fact, that's exactly what Adelina said. She said, I didn't expect it to do anything. I didn't know what to think. She said, but I knew one thing. If Dr. Prasad was saying it, and I'm hearing the scientific explanation for it, I knew that I needed to put it in my body. With no expectations whatsoever, she knew she needed to get started on it. And she was overwhelmed with the results. Okay. All right, folks. Once again, thank you very much for joining us. And you folks have a good night. We got to jump into another meeting. I see some that needed to be in that other meeting are already gone. So we see you guys on Sunday. Get there early because the lines are going to be maxed out. We only have 300 lines maximum on Zoom itself. If you're not able to be on Zoom, you're going to have to get on the live stream. The live stream will be available on YouTubeJonathan.com. YouTubeJonathan.com. If you do get late, get to YouTubeJonathan.com. And then you can see the live stream presentation. But get there early. And I believe Nicholas said he's going to start the meeting at about 10 minutes to 5. So about 4:50, the door will be open. So you'll be able to get on the Zoom and secure your position on Zoom. Invite your friends. Anybody that you care about, you want them there this coming Sunday at 5 o'clock. Thank you all very much again. You folks have yourselves a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Kat,
you.
for coming on.